Hi, this is Munson from Munson Music, and we're going to talk about how you can play a song called Ghosts of Mississippi. And it starts with a really cool intro lick where we're going to start 3rd fret on the B string and kind of do a hammer on from 3rd to 5th fret. So I'm kind of playing 3rd fret and then getting my 3rd finger to just kind of put down the 5th fret to kind of get the sound to carry. And then we go back to 3rd fret on the B, and then 2nd fret on the G, and then open B, and then 3rd fret on the B, and then open B, and then 2nd fret on the G, and then open G, and then 2nd fret on the G, and then open B, and then 2nd fret on the G, and then open G, and then 4th fret on the D, and then 2nd fret on the D, and then open D, and then we're going to play open D and do a hammer on the 2nd fret on the D. So we got kind of open and then kind of putting down a finger to get the sound to carry. So you got 3 5 3 2 0 3 0 2 0 2 0 2 0 4 2 0 0 2 3 5 3 2 0 3 0 2 0 2 0 2 0 4 2 0 0 2 is a hammer on. That's kind of that first lick. And then there's kind of the extension of that lick where we're going to go 2nd fret on the A, and then open D, and then 2nd fret on the D twice, and then open G, and then 2nd fret on the G, and then open B, and then 2nd fret on the G, and then open G, and then 2nd fret on the G, and then open B, and then 2nd fret on the G, and then open G, and then kind of using the last part of what we just played, that 4 on the D, 2, open D, open 2, hammer on the D. Kind of like your opening licks, but those kind of happen with a guitar chord going on in the background, and this is one of those tunes that's very ambiguous as far as whether the chords are actually major or minor. So we're going to actually go over both. What I would play for the intro part is an E minor chord, and the way you play E minor, first finger is going to go A on the 2nd fret, 2nd finger on the D string on the 2nd fret, and if you strum all those together, that sounds like E minor chord, and it sounds really, really sad. And so our intro part, you can kind of start that E minor for the and then you can kind of do another E minor for the for that part. But then from there, we're going to be going into our verse part. And on our verse part, instead of E minor, it almost sounds like there's an E major chord going on. And so the way you play E major, first finger is going to go G string on the 1st fret, 2nd finger is going to go to the A string on the 2nd fret, and 3rd finger is going to go to the D string on the 2nd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds like E major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. I know that seems a little weird because our solo part's all around a minor, and we're kind of supporting it with a major chord. It's a very bluesy, country kind of idea. But on our verse, we got an E major, 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 E major. And then after all those E's, then we're going to be going to a G major chord. And the way you play G major, first finger is going to go A on the 2nd fret, 2nd finger is going to go low E on the 3rd fret, and the 3rd finger is going to go to the high E on the 3rd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds like G major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. And then from G major, we're going to be going to an A major chord. And the way you play A major, first finger is going to go D on the 2nd fret, 2nd finger on the G on the 2nd fret, 3rd finger on the B string on the 2nd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds like an A major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. And then from the A major, we're going to go back to the E major, and then do another E major. So for our verse all the way through, a lot of times to make it more interesting, I like adding what I call a strum pattern to it. And one really easy strum pattern, if you're just starting out, is something called down, down, up, up, down, up. So we just took the E and just tried that a lot. We have down, down, up, down, B, down, down, up, down, B, down, down, up, down, B, down, down, up, down, up. So if you tried that through your verse form, then you have E, down, up, down, B, down, 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 down, would think about using for this works off of something called 16th notes. And the down, down, up, down, up is working off something called an 8th note, where if you're tapping your foot, we're kind of dividing that into 2 parts. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. What a 16th note is if you divide that into 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the strum pattern that I think would really match the song would be doing a long down and then a down, down, up. And what I mean is doing a down for the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the first beat. And on the second beat, doing a down on 1, down on 3, and an up on 4. So kind of going down, down, up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So all together you got long down, 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 up, long down, 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 up, long down, 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 up, long down, down, down. So we tried that through our verse form. We had E, down, down, up, E, down, down, up, E, down, 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 on the verse right before the chorus, there's kind of a down on the E. You can kind of take your right hand and kind of kill that E string or the E chord. So you got E, like at the very end of that. So that might be kind of a cool thing to add too. And then the chorus is mostly a cappella, but it's kind of getting supported by that E major chord. Da, 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 da. So our chorus, we're really just doing downs on the E. Like I said, the E major versus the E minor thing is kind of an interesting appeal to this song. So you may feel at different times where you want to play E minor instead of E major for that chorus part, especially because the lick is working around a minor scale. You might want to play the minor chord to kind of support that lick. But another chord that's kind of between major and minor in a way is something called E7. And the way you play E7, first finger is going to go G string on the first fret, second finger on the A on the second fret, and if you strum all the strings with that, that's called an E7, and it sounds a little messed up. So if you want something kind of in between, that could be a good way to do the chorus too. Is you can do E7, 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 E7 for your chorus parts, because you got a stop time thing on that chord. But then we kind of use that same chord for our solos. We're just staying right on the E all the way through, and for our chorus and the outro, they actually come in and strum that part through the chorus. So if we're going to try our chorus with the strum pattern, then you have the E7 down, up, down, E7 down, 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 down, up. But then right in the middle of all that, right after we do our verse and our chorus, then there's a bridge part that's kind of supported by a really cool moving bass line. And the way that bass line works, we're going to play open E, and then open D, and then 4th fret on the A, and then 3rd fret on the A, and then open E, and then 3rd fret on the low E, and then open A, and then 3rd fret on the A, and then 2nd fret on the A, and then open E, and then 3rd fret on the low E, and then open A, and then 3rd fret on the A, and then we go 3rd fret on the low E, and then open A, and then open E, and then there's kind of a stop time on the E at the very end of that. So all of those bass parts actually kind of support some other chords actually. So you could even fill it in with other chords. And if you're going to do that, you'd start on the E major for the E in the bass. But then on the open D, we'd actually play a D major chord. And the way you play D major, first finger is going to go G on the 2nd fret, second finger on the high E on the 2nd fret, third finger on the B string on the 3rd fret. So you could kind of strum just the top 4 strings, just D, G, B, and E, and that would give you a D major to kind of support that D string bass note. And then the 4th fret on the A string is actually kind of implying an A major chord, so you could play the A major. And then the 3rd fret on the A string is kind of implying a C chord. And the way you play C major, first finger is going to go B on the 1st fret, second finger on the D on the 2nd fret, third finger on the A string on the 3rd fret. And if you strum all the strings with that, that's a C major chord. And it sounds really, really happy. So rather than doing the bass line, you could just kind of strum the chords. You could do the E major, D major, A major, C major, and then we got an E major, and then G major, A major, but then we kind of do a C major, and then there's a really quick B7 chord. The way you play B7, first finger is going to go to the D on the first fret, second finger on the A on the second fret, third finger on the G on the second fret, and the pinky on the high E on the second fret. And with B7, you want to do just the A string and the high E string, and kind of leave the low E string out of it. And I'm actually kind of running my second finger into that note to kind of mute it out. That's called a B7. And then from there, you'd be back to E major, and then G major, and then A major, C major, and then at the end we have a G major, A major, E major, and then we can do the E with it down, kind of killing it. So that would be kind of an interesting way to kind of approach that bridge is E, D, A, C, E major, G major, A major, C major, B7, E major, G major, A major, C major, G major, A major, E major, E. And then you kind of have your chorus coming back, which you could strum through, or you could just do the downs and do the acapella. Or you may want to just kind of strum the chord and kind of jump into that intro lick where we got. So you may want to go back to that as kind of a return. Because it is kind of a weird tune that way because of the bluesy kind of nature of between the E minor and the E major chord and the E7 chord. So you may want to listen through the tune and just kind of trust your ears to which one's going on because it kind of changes. But I really like the E major for the choruses. But that lick can sound better kind of supported by the E minor. So like I said, it's a little bit ambiguous. But that's the basics of how you would strum through Ghost of Mississippi by the SteelDrivers. So good luck!